I think I've always been a bit of a workaholic. It's a problem, I understand. I get a bit existential and, oh my god, my life is meaningless. I have no purpose, kind of, when I run out of work to do, even when I was quite young. But definitely, earliest I can remember, like 12. Addictions come in very many different forms. And knowing my history and the things that I've gone through more recently, thank God it's this, right? I love to be productive. I think a lot of people do, but I found that it almost like leaks into other parts of my life, like relationships. Not just workaholism, maybe it's the ride or die kind of personality in me. What is the opposite of a fear of commitment? Fear of non-commitment. I like picking something and then running with it. Like my year-long challenge, that's an example. And my most treasured memories come from situations where I have just gone for it and committed to a certain decision. And in relationships, I am no different. I am a people pleaser, and over the last few years, yes, it's definitely been taken advantage of. It's fine in the context of you're friends with people pleasers, but I had a situation in the summer where I was like, okay, I was just so angry at what happened that I don't think I can be like that anymore. And it's almost like this evolution where you can go from being like super committed to a decision and committed to a person that you want to please, and then they do something and that's like it, you're done. And that's how it should be, to be honest. I've definitely gone back to being like friends with people I definitely shouldn't have, because like I've felt useful, or I've felt, but there shouldn't be, love shouldn't be transactional. Is that a hot take in this climate? And if someone makes you feel like you have to give to get love, then that's wrong. Especially with friendships, you shouldn't expect anything back. There was a quote from American Horror Story, which is like really random, I think, and it was something like, love is a question of how much would you give for the health and happiness of another. And I don't know, do you agree with that? Well, I think there is something so sacred about love that some people deserve it and some people don't. If someone has a track record of losing people in their life that they once loved, maybe love should wait for them. You can't show all this kindness and sympathy to people who just don't deserve it. There are so many cruel and horrible people. And then there's people like us, you know what I mean? Where we just give and put ourselves in the wrong when we don't deserve it. And so my advice, my general advice, because I've not given that much context to the situation, is that second chances aren't your friend. And looking at someone's past critically can save you a lot of pain and heartache. So the reason why I say no second chances, I say that because ride or die, baby. Betray me once and you're dead to me. But yeah, that's how I'll take my personal relationships from now and into the future. And when you live like that, it's kind of freeing. And oh my god, I've been so dumb. Because they tell you to your face that they've had bad relationships in the past. And if you watch the last video, I said that it's a red flag when people don't really have friends. There's always a reason. And if they've had friends and they've lost them over conflict, that is huge. That is massive red flag. Because then you wonder if it's them or the other person. But when someone has more than one incident where they have initiated some sort of conflict or has reacted with hostility to someone's actions, it's good reason to be at least cautious. Now, is this me overanalyzing, or am I just protecting myself? I mean, I'm in my early 20s and the people who have betrayed me have either been someone I've confronted about it, or they've just been older than me. The dynamic is so different. Like when you have so much admiration for someone, you're just blinded. And when you're betrayed by them, you assume it's because they know better than you. But that's not true. You should trust your instincts, which is the topic for next week's video. Some forms of emotional and psychological abuse is so subtle, but the more you're exposed to it, the more you're almost used to it. So please, my last note is, don't hang around people who treat you like you are less. Don't think you have to help someone back after they've helped you. And don't let them treat you like they were entitled to the same kind of help that they gave you. Love is just so beautifully complex. It doesn't always come immediately. It doesn't always have to come immediately. Sometimes you give more than you get, or the other way around. But as soon as someone starts putting some kind of price on it, that is not love. And as usual, all of my links are in the description, including my Ko-Fi page. I have some tips on being consistent on social media, and I have a watercolor painting series on relationships. So if you like hearing my thoughts here, maybe check out the Juliet's Touch collection on my Ko-Fi gallery. It's free, there's no sign up, nothing. So yeah, thank you for watching if you're still here.